if you are coming out trans or have already come out trans, then this video is for you. Everyone has a different journey. I came out nearly 10 years ago now, which was my first video on YouTube, and I look really young. I think I was about 13 in that video, maybe 14. And when I came out, I thought it was going to be so easy. Like, I genuinely thought it was going to be so easy to come out and, you know, go on hormones and whatever. It's not that easy, and I'm making this video for people who don't know what steps to take, or, you know, if you're stuck. Basically, I came out to friends and family and the public in 2015. However, it wasn't that easy. Some people accepted it, some people didn't. That's just life. You have to, you know, you can't force someone to accept it. People getting your pronouns right is a struggle for people, and I don't think I realised that. Like, the amount of people that would call me she instead of he used to really like irritate me. But I think we have to realise that if someone's known you for that many years, it's not going to be like a click of the fingers that can happen and change overnight. The next step I took was changing my name to Aiden. I changed it on Facebook, I changed it like at school and whatever, until I was old enough to change it by default. And then obviously, being trans, you can't stand your body. Like, gender dysphoria is a real thing, and it's one of the most difficult situations you can go through, waking up and hating your body every single day. That's horrible. I wouldn't wish it on anybody, not even my worst enemy. However, I got into binding. Some people use tape, which I've heard is really bad for you. I used a binder, which is the same one I've literally got 10 years later, 10 years later. When I first started binding though, it was really uncomfortable. Like, I had just started puberty, it was so uncomfortable. You're not supposed to wear it more than 8 hours a day, because it can cause issues on your chest area. But I couldn't deal with it, so I just wore it as much as I could, and yeah, that was my next step. After I started binding, I then went to the doctors and I told them the situation. I had to have counselling. I've had to have a lot of counselling, years and years of it. It's not like an easy process where you come out and then like everyone accepts it and, you know, you then turn into a boy overnight. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately, and I wish it did. I went to the doctors. They referred me to a clinic in London, a special gender clinic, which I then had to travel up there maybe, I think it was like 6-7 times within a year. I had to take like 2 hours up there and 2 hours back on a train, just to sit there for like 10-15 minutes. They'd discuss your childhood, they'd discuss what the next steps were, they'd make sure and, you know, discuss exactly what needed to happen, and they needed to confirm that you were diagnosed with gender dysphoria. Because a lot of doctors and clinics think it's a phase and that you'll grow out of it, hence why they don't recommend and they don't give out medication until you're 18. After I'd gone to all the clinic appointments, I then got offered hormone blockers. That's the only thing you can have at 16, because I was 16 at the time. Bear in mind, this was 2 years after I'd come out. And I was offered hormone blockers, although I can't stand needles. I am petrified of needles, so I turned it down. Unfortunately, some people will go with hormone blockers, which is a thick needle that you have to have in your side or something like that. Everyone's different on where it goes, and it basically stops your menstrual cycles and stops any sort of growth. However, I was too afraid of that, so I left it and I carried on with my puberty basically, which was a really hard situation, especially being 16 and now going into college. It was horrible. And then eventually I turned 18 and I thought, okay, by this point I'd been 4 years out, and I was thinking to myself, no, not 4 years. Yeah, 4 years. I've been 4 years, 5 years, something like that, out. And I was thinking to myself, okay, well, they told me when I turn 18 I can go on hormones. Again, it didn't work like that. My doctors refused me. They said that they weren't going to treat me for gender dysphoria. And my clinic said that there was a massive waiting list on the NHS. NHS waiting lists in the UK on gender clinics are massive. And due to the COVID outbreak, it got put back years back, like puts you down to the bottom of the list basically. They told me I'd have to wait till 2026 at that point, which was years away. So I went through a private clinic, Gender GP, which, yes, they are not advised to go through, although, and they were quite expensive. Like, I was paying like nearly £100 a month just for a little bottle of gel. However, they done me some blood tests, checked everything over, and then I went, like I said, I went private. I went into this gel in 2021, I think it was 2021, maybe 2022. I think it was 2021 though. And I started on Christmas. Again, I was expecting to see results straight away, like, oh yeah, it's overnight. It doesn't work like that either. Basically, I went for the gel, so you pump it on one on one shoulder each morning, let it sit, cover yourself up, do that every single day basically, and make sure you wash off at night. I was doing that. I only started to see a bit of a voice change 3 months in. It wasn't major, it was just a little bit. And then about 6 months in, I definitely saw a voice change. There was situations like within my body region that was changing. To this day, I have been on hormone gel for about 4 years now, and I've never grown facial hair. Unfortunately, that's just something that I have come to terms with, that I don't think is going to happen. My dad's genes weren't good with facial hair. Like, he didn't grow it for years, and me having female genes and female hormones doesn't help. My next step is top surgery. Again, there's a waiting list. Again, that could take ages. I'm now nearly 24 years old. So yeah, I've been going on this journey for about 10 years now, and there has been ups and downs to it. It is one of the hardest things I think some people have to go through, and I support and acknowledge everyone who does it and goes through it. And unfortunately, it's not a choice. It's not a choice that we make. A lot of homophobes will think that it is, but it's not. Like, we were born that way, and it's very hard to explain to someone who's not in that mindset what it feels like, because no one would know. But yeah, that was my journey the last 10 years. I am still on gel. Unfortunately, my blood tests are coming back that I have low testosterone still, so I'm still going through it. I'm still waiting on surgery, which could take another few years. And yeah, that's unfortunately where I'm at. Other people my age have gone through it, and they have, well, they've gotten a lot further than I have, unfortunately. But yeah, so that's what it is. Oh yeah, and I forgot to add in as well, when I came out transgender when I was 14, I also went to the barbers and cut my hair off. Like, literally, ponytail, snip, gone. Unfortunately, I didn't like the style. I didn't like the way it suited my face. I did still look very, very feminine. I looked very, very feminine up until like maybe 4 or 5 years ago. But yeah, anyone who's going through that journey, I hope that you are getting the help you need. I'm hoping that you've got all the support around you, and I'm hoping that you get to the finish line. And yeah, I'm hoping for myself as well that one day I can turn around and say that I made it and that I'm fully masculine. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'm going to post a few more videos in the future about my journey, and if you want to support me, then subscribe, like, comment, and yeah.